guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we have another story time. So today's story time, as you already saw in the title, is about my experience living in Hollywood. But before we start, I want to remind you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos, because I upload videos every single Thursday. And if by any chance you speak Spanish and you're not subscribed to my Spanish channel, I'm gonna link it down below in the description box. So let's start with this video. So about 3 years ago, I was starting my life. Like, it was my first time living by myself, because I didn't live by myself in college, because here in Venezuela you basically live with your parents, because we don't have like in-campus dorms or anything like that. But 3 years ago I was 24 and I started studying at UCLA just for a year. It was just a certificate, but it was an amazing experience. So I decided I had to live by myself. I was living with my sister before that, but she lived in the south of LA. So not South LA, but like South Bay area. And it was really far away from UCLA. So I just wanted to live closer. So I was thinking of living around campus. But that was a really expensive option. Honestly, apartments around UCLA are extremely expensive and I couldn't afford living there. So I started looking for apartments and everything was so expensive. I was trying to live in a studio apartment so I didn't have to share with people I didn't know, especially because I was 24 and I knew most people at UCLA were like between 18 and 21, 22. So I was like, no, I want someone that is already graduated, that has some experience, but is not necessarily like 30 something. I just want someone my age, which honestly was not that hard. So I couldn't find the perfect apartment. Obviously, again, everything was so expensive. I actually ended up finding on Craigslist this apartment for $900 in Culver City. It was a studio and it was a lot closer to UCLA, and I was like, this is perfect. I went to see the apartment, and when we get there, there were like 40 people outside of the apartment waiting to see it, and I didn't have any credit history because I was new to the US, so obviously I didn't get the apartment. Anyway, I decided to keep looking. I can't find anything, so I go on this Facebook group called like LA roommates or something like that, and I make a post like, hey, I am looking for a roommate, this is how much I want to pay, this is, or like how much I can afford, this is the area I want to live, I just want to live close to UCLA. And nothing happened. No one responded to my post. Actually, one girl did, and I started like chatting with her, and then she completely ignored me, and I was like, okay. She just literally disappeared. So one day I go into the group and I see this post like, hey, I have this apartment that I found, but I have no roommates. It has 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. It is in Hollywood and I just need 2 roommates. And I'm like, oh my God. And the girl was like, yeah, only girls. And I'm 20. She was like 23 or 24. And I was like, this is just perfect. So I go to see the apartment in Hollywood. It was like 50 steps from my apartment to Sunset Boulevard, and I was like, what is this? Like, this is so awesome. Because, you know, I was new to LA, so I thought Hollywood was awesome. I get to the apartment. I just thought it was perfect. It was a really new apartment. The kitchen was really nice, and it had 3 bathrooms. So I would get my own bathroom. And since I was the first one to see it, the girl that would be my roommate, she told me like, okay, if you get to rent it, like, you can pick any of the 2 bedrooms, because one of them had the, she would get the master, and she's like, you can get any bedroom you like because like you're the first one. So I got the one that also had the bathroom inside. It was a pretty small bathroom, but it was inside of the bedroom, so that was super cool. I just said yes. I was like, okay, it's a little more than I was expecting to pay. My top for a room was $1,000 and this was $1,200, so it was $200 more. I was a little concerned, but I was like, I just want to live by myself, I'll figure it out, and that's what I did. So probably about 3-4 days after that, we meet our 3rd roommate. She was super nice. She was so sweet. I don't talk to her anymore, but she was a really nice girl, and she was 1 year older, so we were like 23, 24, and 25, and we decided to move in together. I am not going to talk in this video about my experience with my roommates, because that's another whole story, like if I liked it, if I didn't. If you guys want to watch that video, please leave it in the comments down below and I'll record that as well. But the thing is, we moved in, I had a Ralph right across the street, so I could walk to the supermarket, which was amazing. I could even walk to a Trader Joe's. Like, it was like a 20 minutes walk, but it was still pretty close for LA. Like, you don't walk in LA. So having the opportunity to walk, I was like, it was a dream, or that's what I thought. So here's my problem. First, I had a lot of issues with the apartment. I already told you the story of my landlord, but this was not this apartment. The landlord here was just fine, like she was okay, but the apartment had a lot of issues. My bedroom window was facing the internal hallway of the building, and I could hear everything. And there were a lot of young people in the area because, of course, it is Hollywood. So I could hear people walking, running, yelling, like getting drunk in the middle of the night every single day, and I couldn't sleep, which was horrible. Like, I hated it. It was also very, very dark because I basically, like, my only window was like facing the interior of the building, and it always smelled like weed all the time. Like, people would smoke so much in that building, which I'm like, fine, you do whatever you want, you do whatever you like, but like my bedroom would smell like it all the time. That was not the lifestyle I had. So I was always quiet in my room, like I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything. So it was just really, really stressful. Also, my roommate, not my roommates, my neighbors from upstairs, they were just so annoying. They would always run, like, I'm not even kidding, they would run in the apartment at like 2:30 to 3 a.m. They would just run because I could hear them. I was like, what's wrong with you? Like, it was not necessarily the apartment, but that people that lived in the building were all very, very young. And I feel like a lot of Hollywood is like that. I was like in the border between West Hollywood and Hollywood. Yeah, the thing is, like, a lot of Hollywood is like that because people, like, there are a lot of places to eat and party and things like that, which I don't do. I mean, I do eat a lot, but even with my boyfriend, we wouldn't go places around Hollywood because he grew up in LA and he doesn't like Hollywood, which totally makes sense because Hollywood is full of tourists with, like, amazing, like, I have no issue with that. But also there's just a lot of people with a lifestyle I don't have and I don't enjoy. There's a lot of people like that wanted to be actors, actresses, or singers, or models, or Instagram famous, or whatever it was. And I just didn't connect with that. I would go in the street and see like people, like girls, the super pretty girls with like their hair done, their nails done, and high heels, and looking like, I don't know, just so pretty, so beautiful, but so produced and so not authentic. And then next to them, like a homeless person. And that contrast was just a lot for me because there were two realities that were so different, and a lot of these people are just like people that want to pretend to be things they're not. That's really not what I wanted for me. I have no issues with whatever lifestyle you decide you want, but it was not for me. So the other thing is, Hollywood is so dirty. It's disgusting. So I was about probably 10 minutes away from, I always forget the name of the street, the Hollywood thing with the stars where you walk and all the tourists. I think I went there like 2 times in the year I would live there, but I was like, yeah, 3-4 blocks away. Not only that street, but even like the Ralph's across my street was so disgusting. Like the floors were always dirty, the parking lot was just so gross. I don't even, like, I come from Caracas where streets are dirty, like that's a reality, but there, like, I felt it was even dirtier than here. It was just so many like trash and papers and even food thrown like on the floor. I don't know, and like things were super disorganized. Like people were really rude, and not just the people that work there, but like people in general. Like people in Hollywood are sometimes in a really bad mood and you don't really understand why. I mean, I understand why. Like I didn't like it, but I was not rude to anyone. At least I don't think I was. And it's weird. It's an area where a lot of like famous people live. I remember living there, and I was a couple of blocks away from a YouTuber from Latin America I absolutely loved, and I knew where she lived, but I was not gonna be in her door like, hey, I know you live here, because that's just weird. But I knew exactly where she lived. I was always like, ooh, maybe I'll see her in the supermarket and Trader Joe's, because she lived really close to the Trader Joe's, and I admire her so much, and she liked living there. So I don't know, I guess it's just, again, there's a place for everyone, and Hollywood was not the place for me. Also, the traffic was terrible. Parking was just a nightmare, at least in my street. I can tell you where I live because I'm obviously not going there anymore. It's called Poinsettia Street, and it's like right across. This is Poinsettia and this is Sunset Boulevard, and here's the Ralph, so you can calculate where I live. I don't have an active nightlife at all, neither does my boyfriend, so we really, when we would see each other, I would go to his apartment, or I would and we would like eat around his area versus like Hollywood. We would basically avoid Hollywood at all costs. I don't even think he ever stayed with me in my apartment in Hollywood because he just didn't like it. I even remember one night that we went to the Hollywood Bowl. We Ubered there, and then coming back, I was like, oh, we can just walk back because like there's gonna be so much traffic getting out of here. There's so many people, so let's just walk. And he was like, okay. And it was like a 30-minute walk from the Hollywood Bowl to my apartment. And we walked, and it was one of the scariest experiences I've ever had. The streets were so dark. There was no one in there. There were a lot of homeless people, which again, I know it's a really sad situation. It is so concerning how many homeless people are in LA. These people deserve something better, and they should have an opportunity to become like, I don't know, just have a normal life again. Anyway, such a sensitive topic and such an extensive topic, so I'm not gonna talk about that. But the thing is, like, there were so many homeless people in the street. Most of the time they won't do anything to you, and I was with my boyfriend, but sometimes it's scary because you don't, like, sometimes they're like, you don't know what they've taken, you don't know in what mental state they are. So it can become very, very scary. And I had a couple of scary moments that night walking back home, and it didn't get any better getting closer to my apartment. So I realized, like, I live in an area where it's known for its nightlife and bars and restaurants and clubs and everything, but you can't even walk around. One of the good things I did have, I was really close to Runyon Canyon, and it's like a hiking little trail, and it's really nice, but I wouldn't go there by myself because I would get scared. I was scared. Like, going outside in Hollywood, I didn't feel safe. And the fact that I was feeling that so often there made me realize that was not an area for me. Like, I didn't want to stay in Hollywood. All the people I loved, all my friends, all my family, my boyfriend just didn't live around the area. And even to go to UCLA, it would take me like 40 minutes to get from my apartment to UCLA, so it was not even worth it in that way. I guess like coming back was like 20 minutes after traffic because I would get out of UCLA like at 10 p.m. I mean, I was closer to UCLA, which was the purpose of living up there. I didn't see any benefits besides being close to UCLA of living there. I didn't take advantage of the things I should have taken advantage of. I don't know. I like, if you like Hollywood, if you live there and you enjoy it, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to know because I feel like everyone will have a different experience, but it was just too crazy for me. I like more of a normal life, a chill life where I could go to the beach and just like ride a bike if I want and go out and feel safe. That's my priority. That's my story living in Hollywood. It was weird because people there would tell me like, oh, you live in Hollywood. And then my friends from Venezuela were like, oh my god, you live in Hollywood, like next to the Hall of Stars or whatever the name of that thing is. And I was like, yeah, like it sounds fancier than it actually is. That's my story living in Hollywood. If you guys like story times, please give this video a thumbs up. Please let me know where you live. Okay, this I really want to know. Let me know in what city you live, and let me know if you like it, if you don't. Because I don't know, I just feel like it's so interesting trying living in different places, and everyone has so many different opinions about one single place. So I'd love to hear you guys. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.